This season saw a renewed Taylor ready to take on the world. But behind a strong facade was a woman still wrestling with her demons. It was not an easy road. Watch.
I've seen Taylor have good days, and I've seen Taylor have bad days.
You're talking about physical abuse, and there's a dead man involved.
She didn't have to stay in that marriage.
What do you mean by that, Kim?
Nothing, Taylor.
I've always supported you, so don't right now. She slept with everybody else, so I guess she had to take a flight out of town to go and get laid.
There's nothing more ugly than a drunk woman.
Taylor is a hot mess. She's most definitely struggling. And I think a lot of the times it's been fueled by alcohol.
I have just become close to someone, and he's just invited me to go on a plane tonight.
Okay, I have Kennedy with me anyway. Can I just keep her with me then?
Are you kidding with you?
I just want to say one thing, Taylor. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or be afraid to tell you. I do recognize somebody that has a drinking problem. And you got to see, what am I doing?
Do you think you were drinking too much on the show this season?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think you have a drinking problem?
I don't now. I mean, I think it was worse. I was really struggling, and it was just a lot about not knowing how to cope, and one glass of wine helps a little, and then by the time you get to 3 or 4, you can actually think of laying down on your bed. So although it was a bad choice, it was the most natural choice, and I would wake up in the morning and just feel worse, but I didn't know what to do. I was really overwhelmed.
So you had a problem, but how did you solve it?
The times when I would feel like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out, and now I'm reaching for a glass of wine is very different than, here we are celebrating something, my friend's birthday, let's have some champagne, and I'm in a good, happy place. You know, there's a big difference there.
Yeah, but Taylor, but even when you're in a social situation, it's going too far. Because, you know, she was stumbling. She was when we were in that restaurant, and I said, Taylor, get a grip.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, obviously this is something you've struggled with for a long time. You've talked about that a lot. What's your reaction to this?
It was actually getting hard for me to see you like that. I was scared for you, and it was uncomfortable for me. And I tried to tell you, like, how I related to
honey,
it.
don't cry.
No, I'm sorry, but it's like, then I see that you're mad at me.
No, I just, yeah, okay.
And I didn't come there to point any fingers, because I really, really genuinely care. And I was scared for you, because I don't want you to end up where I did. And I really am frightened for you. Even if you got back and just had a couple glasses, I don't think you can do that.
And then you wrote in your blog, Taylor, I know Dr. Drew, and Kim, Dr. Drew, you are not. If I had a nickel for every time Kim no-showed for events with no call, I could pay all my attorney's fees.
And that really hurts my feelings.
But listen, Lisa talks to me about it off camera, you know, and says when she's had concerns in the past. Not really.
Oh, yes, I have. And you tell me, shh, like, don't say anything. I call you, you don't return me back.
You've been gone for months to rehab.
I've been gone for months. When I do call you, you don't return my phone call.
Kim, that's not true.
It's totally true.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I do. I really do.
So, Taylor, I think it was really disturbing for a lot of people at Kim's party celebrating her new nose to see the confusion surrounding where Kennedy was and who was taking care of her. What was your reaction to seeing that play out on television?
That was not the plan. My nanny was to stop by Kyle's house, then was to deliver her to my mother because we were filming that night. So when I called, if I would have been sober or anywhere on the planet, I still would have been shocked that Kyle had Kennedy at Kim's house. I
had assumed that the nanny had asked her.
But do you think that you guys should have had a conversation at a party with all the other women about that?
Taylor actually said on the phone that the nanny was supposed to take her to my mom's, and that part didn't get aired. Right. And then Kim and I also said to Marissa, you don't know Taylor, you don't know what she's been through.
And Kyle and I both got very defensive with Marissa, and she kept going, and I said, who is this girl? She doesn't even know Taylor that well.
But that's the point. Why were you guys talking to her about it? That's my point.
Why are you talking? Why is everybody talking about what goes on?
I mean, I just don't think it's fair.
Didn't you say that?
Really
didn't you say when we do a reality show that when things come up, we have to talk about everything?
If a good friend had this information and she shared it with strangers at a party, I think that's kind of up.
All right.